To relax.
Hello, Busianfo, and yaba. Mimida area edruhobio and fe yenya ebre and quite say yet the community and the Lord Jimediano ebebro. You're from a reku frimpon, Sam Huyano, and it's a full house. Na me wa na my tea, ewa na afishapa.
I think I'm better.
Man, it's okay, that's okay.
I think I'm better.
So and me wa lawyer Richard, lawyer Richard, afishapa.
I think
2022 Michelle.
So happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Oh,
thank you. Okay.
No.
Sounds so and what line so we're live our BWF Solicitors your Facebook page. We're live also so our BWF Solicitors YouTube page. We're live our BW Communications UK Facebook and YouTube. And our Facebook so our BWF Solicitors LinkedIn page. You're live at BW Radio so sounds so near live at Abawa Radio so all over the world from the UK. And then so yenya kwan ababehie yede enkomo de fefefe bro. Abusia edawo hoyi ente sadaka. Nka do de betu kwan. Mansion na wa building kakraka e wo Ghana no. Nka de baba betena eye Seven Sisters. No passa asibi na de asiso no watena ho. Waba obi ama baby ade utire ato wako hai obi dai obi hu na fe ye tu kwambone so ana se yes oh sorry fear and mama 3 days near there. Sometimes it happens. Illegal evictions and harassment. Find out your rights. What are your rights when you live in somebody's house and the person is evicting you illegally? And many because many questions, many concerns, me bring me person me know HNT makoche lawyer Richard free na konyo BWF solicitor say omra na omechichim because one of the areas I 40 pa yen rights, yen social services rights, yen intimate rights. Apart from immigration, na yidi mu akoten no BWF solicitors so ewo ye nemdie emayen ewo niam bebre ho abusia kan ho share page no na obi nso enya bi kache obi bia say the community and the law is airborne yeba your way to see BWF solicitors. BWF Solicitors ewo 214-218 Tottenham High Road no so ewo Seven Sisters North London where it run Monday to Friday free anopa 9:30 kopimenyumre 6 o'clock. Telephone number no year 0208 493 7340. Misiso 0208 493 7340. Anas 077 127 61884. Me husa manfo any abramo epese wo frɛ afeni ehya ase ntinya abotre phone call no me phone later on in the day. But ya kɔne de aseda ama BWF solicitor say oboa yen ebrebia ama yedigimedi ebrewo tie won krai na hye no so numbers na eto na fa wasem ane ahodo ni nyina ekokoja BWF solicitors. Will be right back.
Yeah, fema ye wo London. Ya ji abasobodie bebre. Ni ya redare ewo mransemu, eye legal services, BTC family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary, any family law. Wo BWFDA, yen solicitors edi enijie ene twitwaje wo na ye bo nso nyeden kra. Yen partner penimpa, Bernardo Wusu aye lawyer ewo UK memu bebru mfie duonu nkron, 29 years. BWF solicitors kura won ho enti se ba na busuansem bi te se child care eya abofrahwe mu awaregya ye ho twuma mentwe ene ohye ana injunction ye de to domestic violence so a ye ma legal assistance ya edimu na yi adwuma nso ye child care ene family team no nim nia wo famu ewe ne ya wo bremu enu ntine ye to ye mbo ase ma wafutu a esefata ewo kokoa mu. Yen senior partner Ayobia Law Society Family Law Accreditation Panel agina tumu no sanso ye member na kyerese eba no se ye gina wachi etwitwaje wo family any matrimonial cases ho a wonni haw kra wo pe advice immigration sensem ho wo BWF solicitors de ye immigration team no avedare general immigration ho nsemsem kosi complex immigration work permit student visa ho totoye any entry clearance visas, family visas, ni appeals. Yen senior partner member na wasan ginatum Law Society Immigration Accreditation Panel. Inti se tai wachi a wunni haw kra. Ye bie an office free dwada ekosi fiada anopa non krompe mu ekosi enumre no nsia 9:30 am kosi 6 pm. Na memene dan so appointment nko a free anopa nondu ekosi ewia no 9 10 am kosi 4 pm. Yewo 4th floor Ewo Anna House 214-218 Tottenham High Road, London N15 4NP. Sawun 93 Seven Sisters Underground on Swa eye kwantie bi. Yen senior partner Bernardo Wusu san ye barrister ya Gina Tumu na oye Ghana Bar Association member ena wasan gina se mranimfo ewo court cases ya efa Ghana law. Wa advising local authorities, official solicitors office ni solicitors be bree efa Ghanaian law huye na osan yo bia otai kasa ewo radio any TV so for Ghanaian law.
Okay, Usia Yakoba, me say washe page no. Mama ba no me mamunyina kwaba. Mami ko classroom na me ko hade say ene wan ene wa ha. Sandra edi kan aba. Sandra, yes, yeda say with the information ahodo na ye hia ni nyina ade ato ho ade aman. Sanso so na lawyer Richard ankasa anso so a share page no. So good afternoon all and thank you so much for joining. It's lawyer na ankasa share dia wa won share no wonni excuse mpacho. Twatum na fe yanko. Why be na ewa ha yanhwe nana hima sapon so waba nyame ensure. Thank you so very much. Sanso so na yewa nana hima wankasa ebio hello busianfo that's say wetwa atum ade ama yen. The next one here wana me wo Vidal Mensa. Vidal, thank you so much. Photo yafo. Vidal, thank you. God bless you.
Vidal's son's birthday was last week, so happy birthday to Royce.
Oh, okay.
Belated
good.
one.
Belated one. Birthday ni de bebreba. So anso so na ye wo Jefta Kusi onso so wo de abatum ade amay nyame enhrawo. Mame nhwe ofofro nso wo ha. Olivia Impadi. Olivia, thank you. Welcome on board. We also have Michael Echampon. Good afternoon, family. Michael is greeting all of us again. Sunday, Eunice Ajewa Mayu. Thank you so much. God bless you. Sansoso and Eric Essien. No, Frank Essien. Happy viewing to all of us. Sansoso and Benjamin Menu Beni. Does say. Sa ebio so ana yewo nyako facilities management. Hello to you. Munyina mo abai yedamo se nyame enhwamo. Now, adai ena wiki BWF solicitors ade ma yen. Na obi kan say ye nuggets no atwatum.
You recommend us say mesanda iti for na hwefo so ase ene senior monim se nya adom bia nka yi nyina ye ntia ene mo ho do se edu emre bia Saturday se ne de emreka e de aba na nioma etwasene na amankrofo jojo ne ade nkrofo nsema ya ye ho se ha adwen no na etutubi ne de emreka ba se ye beka ho asem na ma futu ene kwan a obefa so a ohu be hen ha nti no maba na ye bedi se dwumedie de a me so meka se nya me nhira mo oba so a remember to keep sharing na obi nso enya ho mfaso ene ye nhwe na wotwi nuggeta ye de ba ye ya na nuggeti mo nhwe ni yie pa e ba se a enye se bia ye pe ye testimo keke na emom obi hu experience a wa fem ene nyoma ye hwa ye betumi de aboa no na ya ye ho nsem na ye de abeto na yesua bibi efrem nti yenhwe yesi UK travel visa UK travel visas and entry clearance for travel to UK may be cancelled by the immigration officers at the UK ports of entry. The immigration officers have the authority to check and cancel your visa if they are satisfied that the circumstances of your application has changed or your intention of entering UK is for some other purposes other than what was originally decided or declared at the time of the application. In most cases, the immigration officers can cancel your visa and deny entry to the UK at the ports. Under the Immigration Act 2014, there is no right of appeal against that decision. You may, however, apply for administrative review, challenging the decision or judicial review. Section 3 in bracket 3A of the Immigration Act 1971 also gives the power to cancel an individual's limited leave to enter or remain, whatever the leave was granted under the rules or outside them. This is because Section 3 in bracket 3A gives the power to vary leave, and cancelling leave is a variation of leave. Before we do more, na I'm say ye lawyers no na ometumi achecha say but netia wa ne say when your immigration visa, when your visa edeba port of authority udo a omo otumi say ometumi a cancel abra omwenya nimde say the reason ti a wokoje sa visa no wasesa wa adwen abra woje visa reason a wode koye ubedu port ho no wasesa wa adwen anase omahu bibi kra ewo ho echre wa adwen say no visa yede mawe ubedu a enye no nti na o ba omo otumi so ometumi a cancel na eba ne say e cancel so a wontumi enye ho hwe ne obeya ne se bia odebekọ judicial review and as administrative review unni right of appeal nti ne tietia wa ni oreku em say metwama
yo na me da CP se waboso ede amaye na eduru ne sa na eja me kona makope lawyer na wachire me mu se be ya yen from a lay point of view no sa na etiase yes udru immigration ebetimi agi wo visa no every wonsem na at saying lawyer Richard Wahaide na me misa lawyer ombetimi agi every wonsem
Eviction. We did my main fat acquaintance. I mean, say hello to Etiefo. Your mom very good afternoon, morning, and night, evening, depending on the location. Now, senior, me more happy New Year once again.
You say actually.
Yeah, happy New Year, end of February.
End of February.
In fact, Tina, me kwana me fane Tina, we are filming it. Now beautiful Tina, so I'm saying share this year, and me ma was so happy New Year. I'm saying na why you do now?
But we be so chill, koku or worry.
Oh, okay.
Me hunsi me si ache mkoko okay. On so chill pa.
We dey yet share obia. You dey nyame asese was sign dey ababedi ehemu once again another Saturday. We thank God, but we are also praying for peace and harmony in the world. Your neighbors, but we pray say entiasiene asumde ebeba. Now, senior, and come ID last week said a for enim abibiano, your nuggets, no yana, ye percent, ye for adrian area of law be kakra. Now you see me before home every week be I'm say your principal Uncle Ben all the time say only her crown baby will be able to make sure say yeah or the baby my na yet me I best take it to you say best action so I'm say the last time na me war radio is to yeah kasafa visited visa
okay
I think it was 3 weeks ago so we actually did a bit of detailed discussion with this topic so I'm hoping that Mobeka de kind in na motimi etwa tricky kakra me hu say answers no ye de abobo hu but hopefully ye betimi ne titia mu nyina ne say wo ye application for a visited visa say wo ba UK abesra UK ya na ye wo akwan bebre so a wotimi enya asa visa no so obetima ye obi a wo ye a general visitor, but with my visitor over for tourists, over for tourism, and also over for business. Se krampo de additional beka ho say obetimi age visited visa de aba UK abesua there, so you can actually come here and study, but it should be within 6 months. Okay. So first nanka wontimi besua there, apart from say be obey course be and also obey lecture be ba no obey making sort of a submission, but say no wontimi besua de nti say mo hwe question na de beba na mo hwe ne pa na enipa ne say o ba be course ma no end adam say ontimi me course mpacho obetimi abesua de but ya mo hwe question there. Now so over for tourism, over for business, over for study, and also other permitted activities, sir. And what say oh your application? O catch entry clearance officer and say, I'm coming to the UK on a visit. This is what I'm going to do. So okay. I'm a tourist. Two Babashusha Buckingham Palace. That is a tourist. We a family visitor. Obestra umami and now over graduation. And I say we a business person. So you are tired. You just want to come and rest. You are a tourist. So you and I say by meeting. Some businesses have offices in the UK. In the UK. So you are coming. Na sauba na yama visa based on that application now or declaration that this is why I'm coming. Na ebi visa ma 1 week ago. The following week you are coming to the UK. What do Heathrow, Gatwick, whatever airport you arrived at. Na entry clearance officer no I was say say amount visit visa. Me pacho the first phase is you getting the vignette in your passport. Okay. There is a second phase of you getting to the port and clear. That is what we call entry clearance. If you can't clear, the visa is not complete. So the visa that will be issued to you on the day is just half of your journey. There will be a further examination to make sure that the purpose and the reason for you applying initially is still the same. Okay. Oh. Now, so we drew port ho, either so the ship or now so the plane and car and buy whatever you arrive in immigration to clear. No, I was saying you said the same reason is what it is. After the more room, it is so drew ho now say oba graduation. That is the sole purpose for your visit. And that's a graduation, no, me purchase when any very good reasons are entry clearance officer now, obetimi are rejected so on my own room. So you can be refused admission to the UK as a visitor because the essence, purpose, reason for your visit has been defeated. So there is no reason for you to be allowed to come in. Okay. You said you were coming for your son's graduation. Graduation for some reason went me but who drew airport hona we be clear no o catch entry clearance officer and said a woman say nan come for graduation but a chum because I'm a remain me am time no na emom no me ba no say omo be party be after event party and now said and I'm say me ba no ma me se no nanka e was say me ba graduation ma no I'm just coming to make amends, to make it up to him or her that my mama dear, but I'm here. You have to find something, but if not there, then you will be. But sometimes the purpose of the visit will be in a way that you cannot really substitute it with anything else. And that is a problem. And so we do not went to me and justify the reasons why you are still a genuine visitor. As we see it in paragraph 4.2 of the immigration rules, that says that any person coming to the UK on a visit should be a genuine visitor and have genuine intention of returning to his or her country after his or her visit has ended. It is a uduana examination determine say, in fact, and may be a bag and I say phone so and now there is something because ebia wo na fofo bebre list so a tourist we need obia we need problems because here kasa sisi me wo detention case bia me ne lawyer Patrick ye hu adwuma enipa na oba kroma say no o so oba be visit hotel a o so oba be da no wa mboki ye frɛ ho no o mu so omunim say obia eba so these are the things that it will make your visit visa, either it will be cancelled or you will be sent back. Yes, Emrano power no also here section 3 3A of the Immigration Act, and I say yes, or more power so much me cancel because one of the mao unyen we general until so when man satisfy at the port of entry, the visa may be cancelled.
Lawyer, it drew sir point now. Say at the discretion of the entry clearance officer, no, and now say a what tick box be what I was say ultimate take say mentimi reason me can't say me these are the possible excuses I'll be to me ama.
We always say that assessment of a visit visa applicant is always subjective. The reason is that the wabetuno na one kasano or try say or beshe say how can the person read your mind that we obia mema okwa obeba nti what drew hono a total discretion and that discretion can be exercised favorably or adversely depending on the person you meet nti you say we have so many clients that they got to the airport and then in fact it was all over the place. So also a tourist, one booking hotel. Sometimes entry clearance officer will say, you know what, give us your passport, go, and then the 2 weeks come back and then we do. Well, we need to say, passport and a bit my so dependent, but they are really applying strict rules to the entry into Soba. We don't even understand why you applied for a visit visa. Also, we're tourists and to book a hotel.
Yes.
Just pay even one day just go there. Then I would do
yeah.
Then you say bibi ni cramponets to now. But say zero, obi train wa be pekio. The number of phones, so be an address. So they will find out. They will get your phone and look into things and ask you to sit down. And then you will say, "Obi away free Ghana now, whatever he or she is coming from." We'll do airport. They are anxious. They are panicking. Yes. They can't even understand the English that has been spoken to them, and they are making. So they will really get to you. Intimate patrol. More bar. Your mom visit visa now. Advice and say. That is not the end. And yes, I am a visit visa into UK. No, I have. We drew airport. You another interview examination. So I don't forbid chairman without any examination. And it's in a year because we be a do honma. You better interrogate.
To a bit to me about seven fan say obi edgy visa last year December. So about Christmas. Yamano multiple visa for 2 years. When to me I'm Christmas no. Najuninya say or multiple visa and anytime we to media room. You bet me have vary Sadia no airport so can say back Christmas.
Okay. So
Christmas no way nyama, but at least who multiple you for 2 years until waiting putting up argument to be to challenge the officer who is refusing.
So there is a reason why the visit visa given to you is multiple. So you said there was a purpose in TIA application. So back Christmas. For some reason, it's going to back Christmas time, but you can come to the UK at any time within the 6 months limit, And to say you were February. Now we say Ebia went to Mama Christmas, but then Kauban Hono Ebia and the baby the birthday, and I say your program. So there is another thing that has come up because you already have a valid visa. You cannot go to the British High Commission to apply for another visa. So what you do is that buy your ticket, come. But when you get to the airport, that is where you are going to seek for another visa. That visa is inside it already, but you have to clear. So that is a variation. So when you get to the airport, you're going to vary the visit visa application you made and say that although may apply, say, may back UK, abedi Christmas, Christmas no mentima may trim, but say dear, may banama koshe Manchester, Man United, born or more born because me a very, very,
ardent fan of.
And then they say, okay, where is your ticket? Oh, what your ticket? Where is your hotel? Because the football match is on Saturday, but today is Wednesday. So what can we see your itinerary? And then how are you gonna make this up? Okay, so I booked holidays in Manchester. The football is playing in Manchester. I'll have my ticket here. All right. This seems to be a genuine
reason.
Mm-hmm. So you have varied the reason for your coming to the UK at the port of entry. And therefore you'll be granted clearance to go, and then you can go. So that is possible. Okay. Sometimes we also make mistakes that your mama 5 years visit visa, not 10 years. So I can
come in and go anytime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any visit visa is limited to 6 months, whatever the case is. Even that, if you said you're gonna spend 2 weeks, now will be 4 weeks, while overstay technically. So unless you have a very good reason why, you know, that time elapsed. It's moment and also.
Oh, let's just say a very possible say obetimi a mistake because also your mame 2 year multiple. Initially me the share so set me did 2 weeks. Into say me did more than 2 weeks now. Technically no, my overstay until next time you refuse me.
Yes. So let's say you have 2 years and then you said you're gonna come here to spend 1 month. And I will buy and I will spend it 3 months because you know that you cannot go beyond 6 months, but you spend 3 months. Now because you already have the visa, you can go back, fine. But when you Udu airport, so now Yama visa no. So all your clearance is gonna be at the port. Anytime you get to the port, the entry clearance officer would always make sure that you still have the genuine intention of coming here. A hono, you best say, okay, the last time no, Okache say, oh, but UK abedi 1 month, but me share will record now, udi 3 months. How can I be sure or be satisfied that this time around, you know? Say me mauko inside the UK ya. Ubesend to say uba also be this say 2 weeks. You show tickets. Okay, what kind of 2 weeks? That is fine. But how can I be sure that obedi sa 2 weeks here? Okay. So it could be that the entry clearance officer may determine that he or she is not convinced that you are a genuine visitor and may send you back. And that is why we have to be careful. So I just say a deep visa na mountain, you know. You can come and go at any time you want. You have to stick to what you told them. And then one last thing is that say a mount visit visa. So they will say when you're 1 year or 2 years. And you say be a oba also be 3 months. No, 3 months now. Now call ya wasaba no be 2 months. What that would mean is that you are trying to use a visit visa as a settlement visa to. Because you are spending more time
here in the UK than maybe I would want to.
So there will be conflict of intention and so yeah because sometimes in them say yeah ma me mono yenya visit visa na ma wo ma you say oh won't mean to have 6 months until mo be 5 months and am mo and I'm so 2 years into no or 2 months no asa to reset the 6 months me pacho o yesa na already drew porter ombeka chen say omo mane ma because omo hu say oposo the chromanum with a visit visa.
Safi and now enjoying the you live on BW TV, live on BW Radio, live on BWF Solicitors Facebook page, live on BWF Solicitors LinkedIn page, so to speak. And things so platforms are hodwa yeah in Crawford was so you know or your live was so shared page and now will be enyabi now so ebra beka and common. I've got questions, I've got issues that people have. Some are sent in questions well in advance, but we're going to go to our topic and have that discussion. Then later on in the second hour of the program, we'll be having the opportunity for you to phone in and ask any question you want to ask the lawyer. The number will be 07399 208 468, 07399 208 468. If you have a text, WhatsApp message or an audio note you want to send it via 07950 422780, 07950 422780. Na mami min fawo emra enkomoyemu ewa ha na minhwe scenario way. When you be ate na say I was say utua. Nipa no bia no ye nuisance tenant.
Okay.
Sorry, bathroom crowd chibi. Kitchen wire home nai. Bia wo na uko high fee and asa wo na wote wo fie wo tua wo mortgage. na akoba ne say living room on tena ho kakra obeba na ho wonwona ani ade and this person is a nuisance into person wotu no men fam color ya wo ka be den
hardware rekum hardware o kama landlords no na o kama tenants no so because it goes both ways. Now, when your tenant and tenant will feel na or mouth such troubles now. Well, first of all, when your intention say, "Akwe ade o ye die," say to na mituno. Na mum kwan be na mefa so a metunu wo mra so a enko ha adwen. Inti no, it's me personally there initially no medical na tenancy aka na mape excuse bia ebeto asum. Men can say be an America no ebeyo ho anase enyo well but kwan amefa so ameye no nti no medican ene ne ka na still anta so na afede my issue letter e de account say o me ma emre say ni no boaboa ho na o next payment no me accept it because me say be two na my yesade no nti third one no na say afede o say me pe kwan a sembia ya kasa mrena so mrena me ma no still a one so na chese wontu ye na masa yes a process ne biom na me ye no so no ne nyina so me na me record it say even normal
yes I would family kwan so
yes
and but okay now my means uncle lawyer na me perceive me na create this scenario but a bit more so din pa a crime by so na semi two bia a beye illegal I don't think any between a report to me say be I'm harassing and now say illegally I'm trying to evict that person minister me kwan so say na achichi me kwan so ho o man notice on to ni ade but meeting as a ma to go because maswayeshi or how much let's look at that what makes an eviction illegal?
Well, I mean, the tenant kind in very good. That is the entire person so we fear now only tenant eti na so the tenant kind also only tenant eti. There is a very good reason why we stressing that only eti because you if you're ordinary dying
only hobby
or tiny baby.
That's right.
And you feel and so ordinary dying rent will be on internet. There it is very, very crucial that we really know the difference between the two. And the question is say you perceive who say if you're to be legally and answer illegally. First of all, we have to look at what type of tenancy the tenant actually has. And you can and go through the type of tenants.
Tenants, okay. Yeah.
So the most common tenancy in England, with landlord and tenant law, no, yana Wales, England and Scotland difference kakra ewo intim pacho. Mama yensan so say asema yedine nkoma yedine English law.
Okay.
Because the application of the law is quite different if it comes to Wales or Scotland. In England, you know, say you share your application, so which may two tenant legally now. It depends on what type of tenancy or. Into number one, assured short hold tenancy. Okay. Say AST near the most common tenancy or and only there will be called estate agents and as a while then now the ama or now sign tenancy agreement. Tenancy agreement with me print be
internet
so WH Smith for not what fill it. It doesn't have to be any form, any prescribed form. It can even be verbal. A dine number 10 London Road, a one room, with the amount or for 6 months. That is a short hold tenancy. Now you are protected as a tenant because of tenancy agreement. Now a short hold tenancy, no landlord didn't take a hot. Landlord knows betting me at now. So we for the first scenario now, landlord is not living with the tenant.
Okay.
So per se, wo evict a tenant or occupy property a tenants in assured short hold tenants na yasesemra if maybe Housing Act na 88 no say if the section 21 no say obema notice and I'm say assured short hold tenancy. Notice normally should be 2 months. There were provisions during COVID times, but I don't know, say no, yeah, they are trying to because COVID, I know abrasive. I was a 2 months for any tenant to be getting rid of in the property. Now, so number one, if you're a person 2, obema notice. Notice is very important because se ono biti na wo so ontu a ontimi nka se se enra na ye din komo wo King's Temple na ye ka se clause 9 bi ye se ye pese ye je British citizen free se
more
notice no so the we introduction say if English man's home is his or her castle
yeah.
Now then I will see fee na obi situ na on notice. So there is a requirement that you will be given a notice. And so notice could be section 21 notice or section 8 notice. Difference being a woman. So a short hold tenancy in Israel. I will say amount section 21 notice because it's either a fixed tenancy or a periodic tenancy. Fixed tenancy is a amount 6 months. It is a ebeka utinemu 4 months. Nebeka 2 months. Ama tenancy not by year. You can give the tenant a notice. Say 2 months and so and now 6 months and now.
Mean twice be until also to.
It is that time 6 months in the draw. Never say what to. That is legal. Section 8, notice no here. One ma obi tenancy 6 months one tenant fee. So the tenant year can chichi
bathroom where you have
agreement
nuisance.
I say I also keep the property in respect. So one chichi one ye bibia on rent. But agreement in say I also will pay rent every 28th of the month. One rent on ye bibia. That is breach of the terms of the agreement. Now breach of contract won't mean serve any panel section 21 because section 21 can only be served on when tenancy eba every under normal circumstances in Utuno. But the tenancy now when no time no by we there. I also want section 8 notice. Now abibia na obi say obi buy honum or see me free say o to me or mama notice. We are say okay, notice on the man I will hear from my mention. Either it's a letter or what. And what is the reason for a free one say or so I dealt with a case. Yeah, my penny be na nifera say o to Asia for normally only a landlord say they can be very unscrupulous the way that they treat the tenants,
True.
Now 1 year periodic tenancy 1 year nensoi or sign the agreement and one man section 21 notice now by we won't see until also the court. So mami ba na make and say don't worry, the notice that has been served on you is defective, so you are not going anywhere. So, really? Yes. So you're sure if you are na catch and say my tenant my client any notice to vacate the property. Why? So I said, well, our 1 year tenancy agreement. But what's 7 section 21 notice? What's the reason? There's no breach of contract. Because so that the tenancy time ends so that these are the things in this uncle you say. So
lawyer make sure for clarity. Say one mame 1 year tenancy agreement. Inyanso but bibi ntim ko pesa woje dan na enye by force say me too or say me wie.
No. Yeah, but also because a lengthy process.
Okay.
Now, so these are just the start of the notices.
Okay.
So your difference. So section 8 notice, section 21 notice. Section 21 and then the common is when shada can start the money.
Okay.
Section 18 yes say we hear Diana the time and so now we breach one of the terms. That is fine. Now, idea important when come I di minim say 84 person who say abribena if you are no to me metimi akwakoji support from my local authority and as a council. Once the question was a legal eviction or illegal eviction. I was a tenant no make sure say if you are not to legally because you getting support from your local authority was stemmed from whether you were evicted legally or illegally or you made yourself to be evicted. Into people sure ye mobile say if you are say wo tu no Buano no fa ekwan papa so na won too. So what tenancy agreement assured no whether it's 6 months, 1 year or 6 years tenancy agreement. So also too or mount the required or the prescribed notice no. Me pacho set time no so was it 2 on the 10th of June. Not 10th of June so now also we was so emre into what to so we call council local housing authority said what be homeless into your mount housing supporter or more wow. But you may be asking why say your mommy notice for 2 months and 2 months now so and you see me too I didn't know you say one. The reason is that we share the processes now also go through for a landlord to get a legal eviction. So number 1, one month notice 2 months. 2 months in the you don't have to go anywhere. I was say or do court. Now Occupier court and say one month notice no I lapse 1 2 into a moment order possession order na unfriend 2. So the free and number filling the form, depending on say whether it is accelerated possession or normal standard possession. Over mount one court, what fill the forms in the court, say court into court and the reason why if you are the person say reasonable. Normally, you know, tenant be 6 weeks to go. Okay. Now, say okay, my accept to say if you are the infant dying, into court. So there is an order, possession order against you to leave the property. And can need year more dear and can not send kautu. And you don't have to go. So you'll be thinking, but court to say
you mean to
but so free for because there has been a possession order against you. Or council worker says so now why you homeless intentionally? Why? So this is the second stage. So there was a notice, you did not move. There has been a court possession order, you are still there. It was if you understand court, now called warrant. Say, I feel the my baby nipa na order so if you it is a court mama power na me ko yin name free if you that is the third stage. I feel no I ho na ya na bellies for no ebem. So if you are not because well mean to be consistent in name because we live in a civilized society and therefore I cannot just go and do things on my own whim. So obe involve the bailiffs no maba ho na omo betimi be change locks no you better start questions so na omo you niema so anytime obi be free na obeka say lawyer me feel as or dida no ti me call me council ho no say omo na wonya ntumi if you no so watumi awie because so ba be yi me niema go bonte me obu say wa be yi niema na go bonte lawyer na some name kra no na atifi on ti me ntwen na omo yi me niema go bonte ansa me pacho that is the unfortunate situation about becoming homeless and being entitled to homeless support. Okay. It's so bad that your situation has to be that bad
before they can help you.
Won't mean so plain sailing, sir. And Kobia the cancer so why homeless. Although say Homelessness Act say you're homeless legally 56 days if you are gonna lose your home. But in practice, the application of the law, the council staff no better say you're homeless. Right, so no warrant, from the courts, dear. Afraid you've hit the wall. You have nowhere to go again. A honor dear, my co-counsel and say, afraid you and I be this is the warrant. Then you'll be accepted to be supported under the Homelessness Act.
Oh, okay.
So that is the legal way of evicting somebody. The illegal way also depends. So they can tenancy now one. Once we na nkomo yedi dey say oh yeah a short to that landlord and into purely that is the normal where
that's right. Yeah.
What about if the landlord lives in the property with you? So there's a 3-bedroom property. And now one used to and one amount. Under this situation, you are licensee. So if you are the excluded tenant. So the word excluded is excluding you from the rights that we've just said. That's also landlord and do for all these processes.
Okay.
Because of say we are excluded now, we need our right in it. What's only is very, very simple. Now, how can you be evicted legally as an excluded tenant? Number one, I will say again, if you are on notice, it's just something to courtesy. Because also no tenant just say, Obetimaka say, and the Ura says, money free. I say no. And no, Obama notice will depend on when not a home say. Agreement ben on no say. So only next but catch also the dynamo for 6 months. So now we will expect that the landlord at least will give you 2 months notice to move. Okay. Now the difference say 2 months in the sun, we stop there. I had it, and I'm say we excluded tenants in Intino. If you are non courts, any warrant be a honor na obetima catch us say, me ma notice 2 months. But as soon and the other sort of one, me hear me room no. If you want to bit change the locks. Oh, Obe my babano.
Yes, no.
Yes. Obet me do near mark go safe. Oba no the address number say or the near call safe would you for only 1 week. It is a one of far.
You are in trouble.
Now, this is where the problem is. I dealt with one case same like that. It got to a point that truly my man finding go black bean bags in the group. So it was police. Now, the obvious because of free police. Me patrol free police. Obubisa say, under what terms are you occupying the property? Because they know the law. Obeka say, we are sorry. This is a civil matter that has to be resolved by yourself. But they can come there so that there won't be any authentication. But the Obeka will say, because you won't be there. So that is the difference between you being an assured short-hold tenant and being an excluded tenant. So whether you have been evicted illegally or legally depends on the tenants in our Ukraine. It's in bad show. Meaning say you come for no bebrena ne if you are for no etna. Na se base itu ni bema. You know so lawyer say it is if you are no court.
But we are excluded their own
protection.
Some very interesting question we have at which of course would have come up. Lawyer, so process near the saying we say D and sana happen
lengthy one. Yeah, Nana, very good afternoon. Nana him. Or you're my big sister.
Okay.
Now, yes. So the time frame depends on a court. So not COVID time no woman. You catch a court and say, ma possession order beer. But oma left it restrictions. So if you are see you to young calculated time. So 1 or 2 months notice. As soon as you want why your application to the court. Say, or your application to the nearest county court, it depends on how busy the court is. Say, who is sure, the bear 2 free ways, also send the documents, brow tenant, now file with defense against that. We're filling the form N24. No? Now, who fill it now, so the court. Now, court, decided, say, there shouldn't be any possession hearing. It's a straightforward, the free and a car, £2,000 rent in arrears, won't you? Obitima order without a hearing, okay? Unless someone say who defend it, there's a reason why you are not. Until then, there will be a hearing for you to do it. Now, a court hearing date depends on how busy the court is. Of course. Until young fan say under normal circumstances, everything notice is about 6 months, not 2.
Okay.
But recently, you say it can go beyond 6 months. Now. Court time kakra okay about 6 weeks na wama possession order no 1 2 no san court or san pesa warrant no so na ebusa say bear time say na be take care ye man who say si free amount notice 2 for 2 months about 6 months there na just say I'm sure what time so I will say ufro no. But it can be very protracted. Some person will defend there, a bit my back and forth, and 1 year now that's so on. While sir, yenya my warrant, yenya my free and warrant, won't me and file bag now. You can still be there. You can really drag on. I have the 4th case into a year this and come away, obi home Thursday no. Omo rented a place I was looting. Na omatnemu for 8 years. The past 2 years, omuntu rent. And all of a sudden, if you are not sending letter say or 2 and on mobile say person mobile 2 because so I didn't know omuntu rent. No say 2 years and money if you are not a contact a break. No money say whoa so there was nobody to pay the rent to. So they were just there. Now so I'm running my back question back could be so I was say can I withhold rent?
Rent, yeah.
If the landlord is either not, repairing the property or whatever. Now, this kind of case, so what they call something we call accelerated hearing, possession application, because the court will quickly grant the order so that you don't incur further rent arrears. So depending on the nature or the reason for the eviction, now if you're an the court could quickly deal with it.
Abusia say fe na wabejoin ni am ipacho say o question bi abetimi ade ato chat no so ana say obe send text ade abrayen e wo 07950422780 ana say breno so obe frɛ 07399208468. Illegal evictions and harassment. Find out your rights. Lawyer actually say if you're an inti hobby, I mean kanesa, and I mean for technical bits, bra from pa. If your tenancy is where you live alone in the property, the landlord is not there. In that case, obviously, you have the right to stay on until finally things have come and hits the wall. But if not, and you are an excluded tenant, definitely you could be sacked anytime. And that's quite dangerous. But in any case, a quite ben so na obefa enti ebema sa illegality no apeja no ho aba, where the landlord may be forced to evict you. What would you be doing? A day in a massa circumstance never. I know lawyer is not right there with you at home, but these stories, these issues come before him. And Mr. said, lawyer, why would, or what would prompt, apart from the fact that your tenancy has ended, what would prompt a landlord to say, I'm ending the tenancy? What are some of the scenarios? And then the TMC, landlord Becca said, so we just mentioned one, rent arrears. Okay.
Rent arrears constitute the most reason for a landlord wanting to get rid of you. It could be that I feel opposite dine or the movie or tone. Now, normally rent arrears are not nuisance tenant or be almost smoky or not friends or pets, and there might be so breaching all the terms. It could be the second most popular means of also a landlord asking for the property back. But rent arrears is the main issue.
Okay.
Honona, yeah, the question now. I say na so ubitima withhold rent.
Rent, yeah.
Whilst moda so tiho because if you are no anye baby. Yasama enipa bebreta ibusa.
Because baby nkoye na enko according because me breach here. You the same landlord, you take your property away from me. But if you also don't satisfy your rights under the contract, then I can decide to say, okay, say repair been or the rent and until then I will refuse not to pay. Okay, so on say okay, no say repair be or if you are also way one. So that's a breach of the contract. Yes, intimate.
But you also on your side of the bargain, you have to also pay your rent. So you also not paying the rent, you are also doing what? Breaching the contract. So then who will be on the good side? Yes. So what you do is that you cannot withhold rent because of say fear and yet there was also
okay.
The only reason for you to get a claim, so there's something called standby. So for you to sell being engine so now what me any if you were actually manson because of say when you on repair at the also gas I say so and those things now continue paying your rent because then that will give you are provided a consideration to take the landlord on. So also in share the so you cannot really do nothing when and that is why you pay your rent so that you have the power to say, so I have satisfied my side of the bargain, the landlord is not or hasn't been, and therefore I will say with me and some sort of
very interesting question. Can I take my landlord to court?
Yes. About harassment. It is also about harassment act, protection from harassment act, 77. I don't know a criminal. So there's a criminal element in harassment, and also there's a civil claim.
Okay.
So you can make both, but normally the civil one is the easiest. Say Fura, you deal with nearby be my case. Your school for students. Apartments, If you're there again, you know easier for no. So say if you're or say I'm missing rent payment into no I cut it light and the gas because of spare key. If you can have a spare key, but for if you were to come to the property, also amount not to say
of course.
And so now what me I'm ready time or no fact no cut it gas and my and exams. They have to stay at the library and sana or much mention. Yenya £6,000 compensation my friend.
Oh, wow.
Because of say Omukotan library, maybe a cop talk heating near you to stay in order to keep up with learning. So harassment, so what was the young cohono. So you see, and there may be a consumer harassment, you say if you're wakati gas, wakati water, and I say there is a dump. But also unrepaired, so that is causing the property become uninhabitable. You see, say place now what's inhabitable. Let's say is affecting your health and safety. The court would instruct or order him to do the repairs, and if you have suffered any loss due to that, for example, and I'm saying, no one damp on intending Sanya mana, what complaining with the ultra rent in Bibiano. One yes, Sanya mana, into Yama 1 year. So you have evidence that because of you inhaling that then you couldn't work. You can make a calculation, quantify your loss, and then take the landlord to court, compensation, and also loss of income due to the inability of maybe repairing the property. So, yes, you can. And that's the mechanism to say, idea is serious, but harassment in terms of, say, be a physical. Maybe if you run a metrophone number, say, or mobile 12 if you're or be pushy. Now, that is criminal offense. So, assault is in it, and then you can make a claim under criminal charges and so against them. You could call the police. So that is one thing that you can do. But normally, you're not a landlord trying to use the power to withdraw a service from the property to teach you a lesson. Sometimes, but if you are not say or two by any other means, what they will try to do, they use that tactics. Say, or you know gas and also so that your occupation will not be comfortable. But yes, also be also inhabiting the property comfortably. It's even under human rights. Will be our right to enjoyment of his or her home. So anyone is infringing on your rights, even under human rights, and therefore you can take the landlord to court and get remedy for them.
Even if it's just temporary accommodation, in be a council and no alcohol, will be landlord, will be fee in a council no alcohol. What's now Busumi? After doing one said damn. Piling up, bibi nyedwuma ofre landlord no so on fee and also be to me are taking and I say you have to report to the council and I say what do you have to do?
So homes fit for habitation act we introduce it and I say baby will be TB and I also fit to occupy the property. If not you can seek for remedy. Right. Now depending on your right. So your mouth will be temporal. Necessary even if it's 1 month, it has to be habitable.
Right.
And you say be a temporal you
wait me just anyhow.
But the question is, how are you gonna take this person on? You just being put there for 1 month. You know, so sometimes you do because as somebody you can't say no.
It takes a long time to happen.
It's money and all that. So sometimes idea na important part is harassment as some can baby you could trace here local authority. So we are tenant na wote harangue say if you are na dan wo harangue into no harass your first point of call
is your
council because they have designated officers or dealing with harassment. Into wo friend na ka say my address N17 and Haringey Council, property number 10, London Road, a landlord, Akatimei, Menuna, the council has obligation to resolve this. They can take action against the landlord on your behalf, legally. So, because you know why they're doing that? Because so we homeless, no problem.
No problem. Yeah.
So the local authority would have to do anything possible to make sure that they prevent homelessness in their local authority. Now, and so I'm making, let me go back, 15 years or so. I was doing the same thing for council in, in Essex. So housing officer, your friend said, me, baby, it got nothing to do with us. But unfortunately, because it's
also preventing mama too.
Yes, so you have to deal with it. So normally we will write to, I'm putting on the housing officer's hat. So if you say you have had a complaint and this is what's going on, so you are giving them an option, the last warning to not continue doing what they are doing, because if they do, it can be so bad that another case, I know they obi so discrimination, they are really harassing her, like even physical. Sometimes they will, pour smoke in her face when they are smoking and all that. May I advise him on it, council no kasai, but so the problem, and I'm saying discrimination kakra they are siding with so they are not really taking us. And then the next point is that so we wrote a pre-asking protocol letter to that tenant, the neighbor, and the council, copying them in it that this is what we're going to do if they don't do what they have to do. So the housing officer called that they would respond formally, but for now we should hold on whilst or train the manager. So that's very good. But whilst we are holding on, what we want you to do is to tell those people to stop whatever, because else we won't wait. So you can see where it's going. So it can be very, very, very sad that you live in your home and somebody would make your life miserable.
Look, how often do these things happen?
Very, very often. I mean, sometimes it will be surprising to know that, especially outside London. What's a London there?
Yeah.
Because he or she had contact with discrimination in landlord Bruni and what did an amount to and I said agent in a demo and him been to then we have all that. Harassment, always, most of the time arises where it is, some race near you. Area to get rid of you. This person I'm talking about, the council offered that they would move her instead of moving the others. Honestly, I want to ban school. Close.
Private life.
If there should be any mover, they should be rather moved as opposed to my client. Anything I want to me and get it back. And so that is the harassment aspect of it. So harassment, interfere with enjoyment of the home. And when in home, it can be a harassment. If somebody is playing loud music, they are smoking, they are making all of that groups,
it happens,
in the neighborhood and the alleyways and all that. That's harassment. But there's an action you can take. First point, call your council, tell them what is going on. It can be protracted because normally, as I said, a bit of race in it, they won't deal with it. If you've done everything and they haven't actually resolved the issue, then I feel no kohun lawyer. Now it's not taking action again.
We're talking about your rights and as a tenant. And of course, even living in a community, harassment here, it could happen. People may be making noise. The scent from your food could also be a form of harassment, and people can talk about that and report you. But the first point of call, as lawyer has mentioned, you talk to the local authority. They will feel obliged to come and support you and do something about it, because eventually when there is eviction, whether legally or illegally, it would knock on their doors. And your local authority, as a basic right, is your first step. look at what it is they have. Lawyer, there's a question here, Obi Ade Abba. I picked it and put it on the platform. Let's see if we can raise it up. If you're helping someone who's got settlement in the country by sharing property with them, he or she is being difficult, can you ask them to leave ASAP?
The person is a lodger or a licensee, so you on your own accord, on your own terms. This person is an excluded tenant. Only rights be and he said, woman abetna one chain, that's what hard, and honestly, Upia went in, I will look your door. She or he cannot come in again. He hasn't got any right.
That seems very harsh.
Well, I mean, sometimes you have to respond harshly to something that is done to you harshly as well.
In this case now, I've got a case that kununi oyere na why fed up with oyere no, even though ye mom cancel flat na but obani didn't agreement na. Enti debia
they have omo
debia to free fear to free debia obani kokruma no a friend that kind of thing. Na me to no so nim no yini na si abonte a cancer never castle no one why homeless.
No, but who said the property belongs to the man? Also on to finish. But the house is not the
because any din and
no, that's just a paper. It's got nothing to do who is who. Okay. So end na yen resolve sa issue.
Nti no debia fe or threaten say obeye ni bibi na obekwa da jail. Obenti sa threaten messages ni can say ni on free police. In this case of free police na please no more obligation be also to me help because of these threatening messages papa ne de mano abri bia wo fie ho.
Good. Yen really take this by step by step.
Okay.
Tenant name ade be a non-molestation order and a Friday occupation order. And no to me you will be free a fear or motima any part of motima relationship. So we a kununi area. Or multi property ya de council down a ma papa no.
Yes.
But do you know why they gave the council to the man? Because of more a bantia. Or no na be a British and now or settled status into or no na the man be another that non fan a my
there be.
And I said okay. So and I'm so more a man into no. So my many council no catch there's this case wasn't the case that came to me professionally on the side will be by me advice papa nanka papa no person yes sad and said papa yes oh so rich me person me yi oba ne ankra ne free na me fam free me no come baby I don't say I'm sorry but that baby out in one year Mammy Momony Akran. Now, some Mammy Free Council, no, say, yet number 10 London Road and I, no, so 2-bedroom Namode, Ama, Mikruno, or see a name our Yemini, or see me in free honum. Or my cousin say, Papa no Momono, or no Mamino, so Papa free for her. On your application to the family courts, occupation order. Okay? Occupation order and family law, and say, somewhat as you know, in a relationship, and I say, well, be abused. The warrior on internet, my home at 2 intimate because I say, more akran. Ye be ye back to my partner say, on free fee home, so forth. And money, now, my men and the banner and the now. Nasa ye be tenants in one some our friend a council. Ye say, a bus court need make a decision. Minimum just one person would divorce, and I said, we don't know where this is going.
They do divorce.
But in a temporary situation, Omobe papa no mama free ho. Now omo the order to so say more sometimes 100 from the property or whatever it is. Na oma resolve tenancy agreement so mu ja ware dia. If as omo be ja ware. Se papa no kones wo ma bi ma ye be sesa tenancy no na ye dia ma me ne dimu because of akranity. Because the council would rather have a homeless single person than have a homeless mother and a child. Does that make sense? So papa no mo no be call. So the dinner that tenancy agreement no so no. So what thought that no there through the right to buy any there and then can you cancel no so. And no there.
But still it's in the council's name. Council is the landlord.
They are just a tenant, yeah. So maame no say you be man dan foforo ne ne ba no. You be ka so won tena ho a won ne ba na papa no mo no nko. Papa no should apply for any support he will be entitled on his own right. But he may not get any support because ono na wakobo maame na me yin afi nto why intentionally homeless. So he may not get any support from the council. I just occupy on one private accommodation.
You obey me throw any weight about no matter how, but you feel because
so this case is there's a family element in it, not just housing.
Yes. Man can but wakakra just the housing issue side with harassment no media no kwa eba no where the case is starting from. In Papa America say Papa now bone in nsem no or no asem na America.
Domestic abuse. So we have to get the man out of the property by doing non-molestation order and occupation order application to the courts. Until you be in a free hall, won't mean fair, no, won't mean because or contempt of court or prison.
Okay.
So that is the bottom line. A fussy who continues to live in the property, no. Until don't worry, say men kasa papa ni din daso until one if and then it's just a tenancy agreement. They can amend it accordingly. And then let the woman continue living there. It's no problem.
All right. So I figure I see questions and concerns. No, so a couple of them have come through. We're discussing illegal evictions and harassment. We need to find our rights. And as lawyer has rightly pointed out, all right, so it starts and ends with the council. Inti bomodi answer say bibisa is here bomodi about council money first, and they will come in to help you resolve the matter. Lawyer, there are questions. Obviously, people have other issues they want to bring. So let's quickly go on to that. I have this one from Nana Oberima Obrimpon. Please, a friend of mine applied for visitors visa when I was come to they did not add a letter explaining whether he was refused or granted the visa, but there was nothing in his passport either. Does it mean he was refused or what? Again, he wants to know if he will be banned for 10 years since it doesn't state, and also not having in letter stating what their decision is. A bit clumsy, but that's
it. Why did he bring a ban in this one? Okay. So, what's it? You refuse?
Yeah, refuse, but intro reason. You're banning for 10 years, and that's what to say.
Okay. Are you good with this question because say problems are with home office and so they say today we will address even delays as well. Say somebody about so say some we application now more refuse ya. Your friend panel or call TLS contact center home cantonments moving people hotel home. Now you the passport amount. Bibi and count. If you cry, you say in Stampum, see
from the council, British Council.
No, British High.
More outsource it, so you don't even go to British High Commission to Osu anymore. So
are you VFS or TLS?
Now it's TLS Contacts. So it's a company that's almost yet signing an amount. So we application now, so we are online. But we fill application forms. Maybe say mode of communication, so there should be an email address where they could communicate with you with the decision or anything if they need any further evidence. Now, it's a lawyer didn't email a show, but maybe some people say applicant also email. And now the contact details now they're show. Omo make a decision now. Almost 90% say no, omo email the decision.
Okay.
Now, so more refusal, there should be a notice of refusal and reasons for refusal. A paper also with the mama says the entire refusal. Say one refusal application na oko your first passport are ready and I'll be who say the amawa na ya farmer. Oji passport na bibi enim no paper nothing. Paper show very man dear tell say your refusal application.
Okay.
So the fact say ya am for visa biya mum no the bottom line is the application has been refused. As to whether you have a right of appeal or what the reason was or where that you refused, you know. Lawyer, and as one way you check it, all your application, information out the share, email address, phone numbers, and everything. You must send the BB about because they will always email. It was all email, or more Now, I know now by complaints, or your complaint email address now. What Sean said, your fraud said by your passport application already decided. But Oman for reasons be because you want to know why you have been refused. That's all better challenger. Or say we a visit visa. So they a nugget listen. Wait my administrative review if the decision you think is wrong or there is a mistake. But you have to know the reasons and know answer what me challenges our decision.
Right.
It is Oman fan can one. So unfortunately, you refuse application. But so bit me a copy of the reasons for refusal. On email is Home Office complaint email. Say or your complaint say you didn't decision number. But we need reasons. Or mobile for the abroad. Ban be because man can say we be all the fake documents be correct. And this is in crowd we name the refusal who say be bintina. So I don't see why there is any ban in that question.
Oh, okay. The other one, so or say Kofi came with a visiting visa, which is still valid and has met a British lady to marry, but the lady has a child with another man who is on a parent route with his child. Is this situation going to conflict with Kofi if he marries the lady and also for his future application with the
lady is
married to another man?
Yes.
No, had a child.
But the lady has another child with another man who is on the parent route with his child.
Oh, okay. Yes. Well, that's a very good one. Now, okay, break it. So, Kofi or by beer, or 2.5 or British child. And a crown papa Negina, sir, the British child, and Eddie Enya 2.5. So, Kofi worry mammy, and the normal 7 say, and the Cassie Friday, so EX1, FLIFP. Up in the FMC, so worry Obia or settle na nearby a British. A crown was step child, and therefore, so on it together, if I division 3.2. Obit my application now, so more certain. But this is the same child that Papa B. A dear Ginaso and Yan 2.5. Now, say you break here. Let's just say, Abofrano, my minimum or settled status are now a British in the banner qualifying child, British. And our crown may be biological father, a dear Ginaso, but biological father, no name my many new relationship, only in life. But will be huneba into a general crown, so they need 2.5. Say, Kofi, I worry, Mamina. This is the case I like. Now, Kofi worry, because they are in the business.
I have strategy.
So, Kofi worry, Mamina. Although, say, Papa be what direct access to this British child. Now, we're doing so. At the end, you 2.5. Kofi because say, or no one in the arena, so our family life with a partner. Under normal circumstances, if I say one Kofi, no application in Mara because there are no insurmountable obstacles. Okay. But Kofi because say, listen, I can qualify for under EX1 to do the application here. Why? Because there is a child in our lives.
So child now will be generation.
Yes. So this is what we will do. Now, there could be 3 parents in a child's life.
Wow.
So depending on the role you are playing. So papa na ojina ba kono so na ode na oba or your biological father so oba be hu ne ba no e bia ya obefa no call McDonald's ne ekodi agro. But Kofi na waware maame na omuni akra ne te no. Se papa no de ne ba Kofi so e wo fie a on so bo na mane homework. Se maame ne ko adwuma on na hwe no. Enti application na o ye engineer bofra na o ye British ne so. Engineer na yere na o ye settle. I hope so oba na ye settle. So oba na ye settle that we will do application under the partner route. And say that the insurmountable obstacles or the reason why Kofi should not be asked to go to Ghana and apply and come is that there is a child in their lives that so one day application as a partner, but Abofrano will serve as the exception to the rules that he would be required to go to Ghana. Okay. So there's no problem at all. That gentleman has direct access to the British child. So one day a pure parent route application or successful. But Kofi is doing a partner route application. But using the child as an excuse that he should not be asked to go to Ghana. In the case of Chikiwamba, he says that because of Mami, Papaiti, no Mawarina, there's a stepchild in between them. Oko Ghana kwa application, and be successful. So why would you ask him to go to Ghana? He can do it here. The first will be a general so application. It's not any relevant to him because akrano ne sa papa no ente senka akrano ene sa papa no neti ena emomu no Kofi yere na ne bani akrano ena oni any role bia to play in that child's life. Unfortunately Kofi because but because the child lives with them there is still Gen 3.2 right. Refusal will be harsh on that child because akrano will fear who Kofi say or your father. Kofi is a stepfather because the definition of a father and the immigration rules is also a stepfather. And then omiti Gen 1.2 definition of a partner because of our man. So Abofrani Yaneba, Into the first will be a journal, so there are parent application will not exclude him from also doing application as a partner, relying on Abofrano as insurmountable obstacles or EX1A. So that will work.
07399208468 07399208468. Lawyer, it will be a war. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, boss. At the same.
Nyamia Dumbaba Konamoso.
Nyamia Dumboko. Lawyer or hire you.
Lawyer Michel. Baba ko wudi me pache so beti mo bisa lawyer mamia. Me pache me ma eni omo maame. Omo ti lease. Property omo ti mu no. Estate agent na omo rented dan from one no. Esi omo ton dan no. And ma omo eviction notice which is about expire on the 5th of March.
6th of March.
But me pacho omo buy na omo be photographs. Edi akwa go internet so aton dan no. Me man photographs I wo fi ho.
Sure.
Omo photograph di carrying na show on oko Google na obo dan na me man
you should take it down quick. Yeah. Okay.
Enti me pacho no sa no la am pese mu say din na metimi aya fa ho.
I mean, this is data protection, okay?
Exactly.
And I'm afraid even your court crimes are involved in the case.
Anonymity.
And then estate agents who could chat if you picture advertising for another tenant to come and get the property. Now I'm afraid the pictures, a show na man below. Me pacho for estate agents catch them say, "What adverts na omoye no internet mofrano image appear in those commercials adverts nti also modality omo yifi ho no omo blur sa enema no say omo anye ne sa over the asemwa koma o lawyer na ono omo edi but omo be sesa no wo right say omo yi sa de no fro no
Me pacho you.
Okay. All right. It is CP. Thank you very much. In file for front, so 07399208468. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, lawyer. Nyamishra pa.
Nyamishra also.
Nyamishra mo ejuma modi because mo be ni wapa woniama ye fani say
na but you watch your page in there. Okay, good.
Pacho, me wa problem kakra me housing.
Okay. Then problem. Oh, the line I cut. Okay. Sorry, but you're trying to sign a free bill. But in the meantime, lawyer, there's one of our very loyal listeners and patrons who's a Nigerian, and he sent this very interesting question here, and I would want us to really look at that. He sent a screenshot. Let me see if I can pick that screenshot up quickly. Now, no, not this one. Okay, me try to make me a radio. Well, we'll I'll say 7 years from age 4 is likely to be more significant stability and continuity, generally in a child's best interest. Azim, Das, Moyed, and others, Decisions Affecting Children, Onward Appeals, 2013. If child does succeed here, the parent can succeed on section 1178, subsection 6. NIAA 2002, which bypasses all other section 1178 considerations confirmed by Runa versus SSHD 2020. With this information, can parent of a child who is approaching 7 years apply before the child turns 7 or not?
You said a parent of a child who is approaching 7. The child should be 7 here. So if the child was born here, under paragraph 377 says AD. So let's unpack it. If you have a child in the UK and you don't have any immigration status, the child was born in the UK and the child has remained in the UK for the law says 7 years. Now let's now look at the definition of a qualifying child. So a child that you can rely on to put in an application as a parent. Okay. Then that would answer this question. So 117D, okay, of that NEA Act.
Yeah. I think I've got it on the screen here.
Right. Okay. So 117D defines a qualifying child. So a qualifying child is a child that is British citizen, number one.
Okay.
Or a child that has indefinite leave to remain. Okay. Or a child born in the UK and has lived in the UK continuously for 7 years.
Okay.
Or a child brought into the UK, still under 18 because he's a child or she is a child, and has lived here for 7 years.
Okay.
Now, if a child is approaching 7 years, he hasn't got there yet, and therefore the definition excludes him or her. If you are applying to rely on that child under paragraph ADE, you may not succeed because the child is not a qualifying child for you to be able to qualify as a parent caring for a qualifying child. So we have case laws that support the 7-year route. So ET says that if a child is here and he or she is in school, so a child who is 7 probably will be year 1 or 2. That child has formed, links, friendship, and all that. So he or she knows only the UK as his or her home.
Okay.
That 7-year benchmark is considered as very, very deep that a child cannot be removed from the UK, and therefore the child's best interest is to remain in the UK, go to school here, access NHS and all that.
Okay.
So it may not be reasonable to expect this child that has known only UK as his or her home to go back to it, let's say Nigeria. And if that is the case, then the parent who is the carer can also apply to remain here and care for that child. But if your child is 6 years and 11 months, wait for the child
to be 7.
Now, I've done one application for our sister in Northern Ireland that the child was 6 years, 11 months. Why? Because paragraph 34 of the immigration rule says that you can make an application if 28 days is the day that you qualify for whatever you are doing.
Okay.
So that I can put it through. I have also made an application where the children are below 6 years, so 5 years and 8 months, and one is 6 years and 4 months. I have put in the application. Why? Because the Home Office they've asked this lady to come and do reporting events, to come and sign. Now she is worried that if she goes and maybe, detained or removed, but she got family life with these children that are yet to become qualifying children. We put an application and said that because of the children, so she has private life here and also family life here. Now we are talking about delays with Home Office applications. When you send in a private life or a human rights application, they are now saying that there are no service standards. So there is no time scales for them to make a decision. If that is the case, we send in the application, it could be there for 8 months. By the time a caseworker picked that application and make a decision, the child that is 6 and 4 would have crossed the 7, and then on the date of decision making, the child will be a qualifying child.
Wow.
So strategic and technicalities. What he is saying depends. So if I see him and assess the whole, the circumstances of this applicant or this client, I will know exactly whether, although the child is not a qualifying child yet, we may be able to put in an application.
Okay, all right.
So, sorry, go on.
Yeah, go on.
Well, I was going to ask, so if at the time of application, you are not 7 years, I remember there was a time, some of the applications, they might state at the time of your application, you didn't qualify exactly. Won't that affect this kind of situation?
Very good. You see, my is...
Yeah, very smart.
So, paragraph 34 again says that date of application is the date that you made, you send the application and paid online or whatever means you have to do. If it's posting, the date that you posted.
Okay.
Now, when a caseworker is considering an application, it's a human being, so they exercise their discretion. So the date that you made the application, the child wasn't 7.
Yeah.
So that is by default the application,
will fail. Yeah.
But we know that the caseworker, when the file is in front of him or her, will see this child, how old is he or she? 7. If I refuse this application, they would appeal. They will win because when the case goes to court, Section 84, 85 of the Nationality Immigration Act 2002 says that all matters should be considered at the date of the hearing. Why would I put our department through unnecessary costs? I should grant, because the child is going to be 70 anyway.
Okay.
Even if they apply again, they will be successful. You know what?
Let's do it.
So that is strategic. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how come I say when it comes to BWF solicitors, I rate them above all the others, and I owe nobody any apology. Your call line is 07399208468. Hello. What's the meaning? So line also akate. Okay, my main call line also bio na fi main pick it way.
Obi also. Okay, question being
okay. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Bacho Yitio.
Pastor Michelle, Rocco Michelle, I'm Charles and teaching answer.
Yeah, Joseph.
If we saw lawyers in this human rights application, the initial application was refused and sent to first year tribunal. The case was won under first year tribunal. Then the Home Office wrote back to say they've closed their department that initially refused the application. So we have to do return to UK application. So we went ahead and submitted return to the UK application. That doesn't give you an option to pay for IHS. Later on, my travel back said we should go and pay the IHS fee because they refunded the original IHS fee. And at that time, the IHS fee was $1,000 per head. And £1,000 for a year. So the 2.5 under the human rights would have been like 2,500 Visa. Now my English IHS 2,560 now. We were assuming
we pay the old rate.
You will pay the old rate.
Okay.
However, Home Office coming back now. Almost we should go and pay $1,644.
Yeah.
Or convert here $1,213. Does it mean the visa duration will be limited? Because I know the IHS money is tied with the visa duration. Or would they come back and say we should pay the difference in between the old and the new?
No. So the link that came is asking you to pay how much? Are you now being asked to pay the old rate or the current surcharge? The old, yeah?
Yeah. No, the link is asking us to pay $1,644.
Which is the new one? This is the new rate?
No, if you convert it at $1,213.
So it's less than what they are currently charging for IHS, isn't it? Okay, let's speak it this way. No. What application was made?
Cut off, yeah.
Okay, so all that is that, so when you make an application under human rights, entry clearance, and it's refused or something happens, they will always refund the IHS bit of it. The reason is that the IHS is for people who are in the UK and will benefit from NHS services. So if the visa was not granted, then of course you will not have any entitlement to use NHS. So that money will be paid, will be refunded. So with this person, if something happened and then they are now saying, okay, so we have reconsidered your application and therefore then pay the IHS that we refunded so that we can maybe grant the visa. Normally it's 2.5 years leave to remain that they would grant. They won't limit it in any way, so I'm not sure. Sometimes the dollar rates would make the money go
either up or down.
Or down. So not because of how much they are paying, they will limit or the length of the visa that will be granted. I'm not sure because the $1,006 that he's quoting is not the amount we are paying at the moment. It's about £1,008 pounds. Actually, for that place. So
this one is saying,
yeah. So
maybe,
I think they have given him
okay, yeah, different person.
I think they've asked him to pay the original IHS fee, which is the normal way they should go about this case, because when he made the application, he was supposed to pay
that amount.
So if they are asking him to pay again, then the expectation is that he will pay that same amount. That doesn't mean that they would limit
our time on the visa. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, young Padmo. Lawyer, good evening.
Good
evening. Hello.
Hello, you too.
Yeah. Me pacho, me wa question back on me. Me pacho, me sister back to Ghana about 2 years ago, or were British in Germany 2.5. Na pacho ba no wabinya BP. Ha oyare. Like I said, every month be a money a draw, a BP a draw. But in fact, Uchiaka, I'm taking the lawyer say, a right and because the social was there any case, you know, and I said, you are lawyer, but you might hear.
Me too have no as a partner, my boy.
But
no, a new person.
So, your man, we sleep na yedi drone. You have to take where applies to you, but it be more take exempt, no. Farmers need your own check it, but a core system ni more. Say onye qualified that to me affect dachi.
The expectation is that you pay for the IHS because you use the IHS. There are some treatments, I don't know, because blood pressure is under, I mean, any treatment I wait me for NHS. Into maybe I don't know. Into what prescription now, and then man will to and I say hospital no man bill. There be
prescription now.
Pharmacy for now.
Pharmacy for now. Jenis kanti. Me na me can be say. I think say also prescription at the back. They all qualify for
exactly.
What but one. Yeah, but which one?
Oh,
okay. Okay. So obviously, Monte Kibibia were trading our mobile juice.
Yes.
Mobile juice.
As you may say, when said that baby can. Pharmacist are no, it be cry, whatever. Although once I wouldn't need British for himself, you pay for everything. They don't understand a lot of things.
But make lawyer, make you want to see you. More coy, no, more bisa say utia for prescription and I wouldn't ya, or more bisa our prescription.
They will ask you.
But I will bisa.
And now, what can they?
Yes, or because the prescription now. Universal credit treatment ticket or only pension treatment ticket, but the right one to take, and so we don't know.
Okay.
No. So you are.
And you just pay for it because your money applies to you. You pay for it because. I mean, microphobia might be previous. Now, actually, go through their status or affect you. And it says she knew why applies to you status ukita at that time of buying the using the prescription to get your medication, you know. And you have to pay for it.
I think she will pay for it because Kuku. Let's give one example. So prescription you have to take whatever applies to you because prescription you have meet you. But so madam now will be your tax credits So there's a difference between accessing NHS treatment service and then also prescription drugs. Some of them are British crowd because you may not be exempt to get that. So no cry the pharmacy for moon baby I'm better kid and just also because of course hospital na ya ndin is can on prescription no and it applies to obia who have qualify to get free prescription. It's the same as this person.
Me patrol lawyer you be hu there say a TTB and
so I've forgotten what is under green and white. Green and white be now. And yeah, na me
wait me on Sunday. I'll send them by WhatsApp no so. Why?
But we could say you from my back. Position you from my back.
You bet me check in so I heard. So let us show me why.
Okay, all right. That's CP. Yeah, me ensure. Now also a question. So referee, I mean, go family idea. Says
a bit of question, a bit of contribution. On the time I can a branch and the first question lawyer answer, you know, say Obabe worry will be na on any child. Now I was, imagine a certain word I make boy yesterday. Say obi ejina I partner route. Na obi nsuba be obi parent route or no need the no now so baba be partner route into acquire the miensa into make us it's a very fine thing ebia only obi was tibia anymore now also afi na we hu oba na we ni gine ho and you say we can acquire tree something
it's
a fine opportunity people can exploit
okay, but you was say or your EU national to UK Howard settlement scheme. Obetimi, can my husband come with me on a visit through Dover without applying for a visa?
No. He or she would have to apply for a visa. Once they say free movement in the court. One of course settlement scheme or EU national. First, you need to say who call EU country now we EU national partner no qua can one visa but since December 31st I was
okay we so at the Sister for a visit can a status be changed if she finds a care company as a sponsor here in the UK?
No. So yes, I was say or apply for your home country. What the visit visa? So you can the home common. What the backroom hire? Or never be how won't mean changing by a student. Won't mean changing by a worker. And I won't mean worry. I just say, "Sani may be necessary." Debbie, I want me sir. And the senka. Yeah, necessary. My buying now, modern certificate to them. Or more visit the buy and come over for awareness, but they have to apply from
the home country. Okay. We so say when applying for a child who is 7 years and was born in the UK, do you need letters from all the schools and GPs he or she has attended in the UK, in case you stayed in different countries or not?
So the child has been in the UK for 7 years.
I say applying for a child who's 7 years and was born in the UK.
Yeah.
Do you need letters from all the schools and GPs he or she has attended in the UK in case you stayed in different countries? Counties.
Oh, counties.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, you want to demonstrate that the child has been here continuously for 7 years. So normally a child, 7-year-old child, the things that you would need to show his or her residence will be GP and school. And a better set of letters from so school or SS, not say what Cambridge. I mean, you know, what just phone call and email. So they would email you a letter to confirm that or by school or SS to say they are more Suffolk. So that's fine. So just get evidence showing that the child has lived in the UK. The word is continuously. You have to show that. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
yes,
will be more fast.
Oh, me
Covenant
grace,
what's this? I'm not near my fans. Okay. Me wa voice note back over quickly na pay yemfa and 0739920848 ubetimi asende ade aba but mami infa voice note emra na fe yemo emma for lawyer enyi ano emma lawyer bacho intiwe
hello ora maneti and lawyer Richie papa lawyer mu una lawyer Richie me ba show good evening nana hima saponi last week me de madam be assemble so when I think my nyiti we are aware of it and na make us metumi the number and many mu ya na I say the also drew what they also we no why and no one and secondly me say maybe lawyer Rich na me say if I'm entitled for the Zamrano winner because I've been with my daughter for 5 years now, me alone. Me ni baby and papa wo. 3. Say na me yes single no. Make me ama obi letter. Na ono so de akoje indefinite ni bi o say and as ono so akoje nkata se 2.5 gram na obey okay with it. And na me pese me hu say because say me pese me ye zamrano indefinite ni bi no say ebe helpful say me to me ajama nipa kro na say me say if I qualify for a zamrano indefinite na then we take it up from there.
Okay.
If I show master man and me team.
No problem. La.
Yo, Nana, so the became no, say Angel, more for sending home. Now, me emphasize on Brandon because me say so besides our question last time. The only issue and I want to say I was say you baby me offer sending papa it was a say because so cause we maybe it's not enough until last na me tie na me se me fro na ma catch or say see any day say want me and chire me baby papa no wa you will not qualify under Zambrano because Home Office would always assume that there is a father in the UK that if you are asked to go to Ghana or if they refuse to give you whatever you are asking for, there won't be anybody to look after Angel. Inti me pacho say yetimi hu minim den also hu bebe papa no ba minim say yenim bebe papa no because minim me ni na yenim bebe papa no. Enti no the mechanic say CA say the kasa ide in fact nana you are an exempt person when we consider Zambrano rules, you know, if we say papa no e wo UK enti say ka say kofia obetimi de na bam am abehwa akwa na ade a me pese nyina ye hye no so ne say sa Zambrano principle no yen ka say papa no ese on hwa akwa na obehwa no and man say there is a father somewhere. When the needs arise obehwa whether obehwa na now one hand there and no nye woman but once I want to be a parent and now parental responsibility no na it hasn't cut you know obawo honti meet the Zambrano I don't know say your community no say so because any name say yes Zambrano na ba wa hwe oh boy British na wa hwe for more than 5 years sir. It doesn't matter say what 2.5 and so with my application it's mo nyina momra na enye bi mama that is good but mona emofa no papa no and the other parent no wo kroma na mama woni ni relationship bia no you are an exempt person you don't qualify until nana situation here most of our sisters situations that just say omo emma no papa fo no e wo UK but omo ni relationship unfortunately omo exclude this for a purpose. Okay, because now regulation 2016 regulation and Zambrano rights honor. I say you shouldn't be an exempt person. Exempt person is we parent, not bako another parent or no settle. It's your casa crown free chroma, sir, you can bring that to look to after the care child. For the child. And no, we yim nipa be brave, free. So I didn't. A honor ka crab na ya instance because I know say yes, oh, mama show, mama yes, and brand mama, but so a crown papa or honor dear. Yana a be hard. So papa no to court na Ghana. Very good. Or maybe or move or relocated to America. Would have evidence in Papa in Chroma or two Tino. And no be exemption if you so. Okay, all right. Now I'm saying now person be a question to me. I'm from to someone.
Oh, okay, yes. I say good morning and the kind chair. I say my child was granted dependent leave to enter
nearly 2.5
years ago, and it's due. I say
my child was granted dependent leave to enter nearly 2.5 years ago and is due to expire. What form or apps do I need to use to apply for an extension for the child? I hold British citizenship.
Yeah, so FLRFP, dependent, Sabafano Kwan and Baya, 2.5, and that's it. Mammy no British. British name I 2.5. I'd be of far about friend and a partner. Okay, so this is what it is. So we are now British and now we a settled person. Now we oba abakrumha. We fall under paragraph 297. And on the Ebema indefinite leave to enter.
Okay.
But see a man 2.5 there and then be of far so a beman or say and then of far ne urine in ba. And then the Ebeba under appendix FM no. To the Ebema man no and Nikuno. And if that is the case, let's say a man 2.5 there, most definitely say one it will be partner being a buyer. It is a sad year obey FLRM marriage. Na akrano aka home aka mameno and papa no.
Okay.
So because the only time ever akra 2.5 say e bia na parents no mo kofa no more 2.5 or so. So more 2.5 so obey FLRFP. No idea really.
Yeah. Okay. Well, time no yari and kakra because I was here quite crazy no. Now fi yede esia ade. Say why you ready you be quite a quick segment no so. Now you would have to pay particular attention. Say okay say you decide we abroad UK travel visas and entry clearance for travel to UK may be cancelled by the immigration officers at the ports of entry. The immigration officers have the authority to check and cancel your visa if they are satisfied that the circumstances of your application have changed or your intention of entering UK for some other purposes other than what was originally declared at the time of your application. In most cases, the immigration officers can cancel your visa and deny entry at the port. Under Immigration Act 2014, there's no right of appeal against that decision. You may, however, apply for administrative review, challenging the decision, or judicial review. We confer free Section 33A of the Immigration Act of 1971, which also gives the power to cancel an individual's limited leave to enter or remain, whether the leave was granted under the rules or outside them. This is because Section 33A gives the power to vary leave, and cancelling leave is a variation of leave.
Law Monsam.
Okay, Marine Coco is in a say. No, ma, I'm saying when I will be a quiz, madam. 7 years, I'm on for because I'm young and Timo.
Agronia denona emre so ko na yenhwe yen question here. Osis Sadia arrived in the UK with a multiple visitors/tourist visa. Say lawyer cheche visas no types are okay. So let's go on. Upon arrival at Gatwick Airport immigration desk, she presented her passport. She was subsequently interviewed about a letter found in her bag with details of a potential employment. She said she was in the UK for only 6 days. During the interview, she disclosed that she was also in the UK for a short course which had already taken place. She explained that she had booked another course in place of the old one. She also had £700 as spending money for her trip instead of the £1,000 she stated on her application. Her visa was cancelled and she was given the opportunity to apply for an administrative review. What is likely to be the outcome of her administrative review? Number 1, it will succeed because she has booked another course and £700 is adequate for her visit. Number 2, it will succeed because she has the intention to go back. Number 3, it will fail because the purpose for her visit has materially changed. And the 4th one, it will fail because she did her...
she didn't have a visa.
She did have a visa, for the short course. It's,
okay. Enti, Sadia, Oba, kuta visa. Drew Gatwick, I don't want for Heathrow.
President
Drew Gatwick, so for passport, bra. The passport by interview. na ekohune on the bag mo letter shame ahia akonya adwuma wo buy house be this 6 days okay interview no mo so I mean baba here short course be short course in class so twemo no so we book another course in place of the old one it what am I come course it was £700 na sadia say all the 1,000 shares so na fe then I be 7 7 person except course back on 9,000 say 7 person. Her visa was cancelled and she was given the opportunity to apply for administrative review. Okay, your answers now. I'm on for I shall say a day, but anymore classroom why do? Okay, young call we Rebecca as saying number 3. It will fail because the purpose for her visit has materially changed. For number. Okay, we also say adia pena queer usufufi udm de or say number 3. Okay, yanko we also adia pena one kasabio. Okay, now yanko next one Mabel Jesse Brimpont number 3. Number 3 are popular. Okay, young share Francesian number 3. Paul Ej Danso number 3. Okay. What now who say na masem te won ka che one fan say biama also good evening ni be okay all right yanko odehye bat na nakwaku meye dede number 3 okay kwabena kwachi number 3 next one na nyako na number 3 okay Charlotte Amponsa number 3 Frankenstein, what's the sound na what they about that number 3? You was Sally or say number 3. Okay. Mami Aya number 3. Okay. Vidal. Vidal is thinking.
Yeah, man, thinking process.
Vidal.
Thinking time, kakra.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Vidal Cobra. Abigail Jima Santos, number 3. Nana Hima Sapon. Now, Ubi Eka number 3, who can be home. Okay, Yanko Mefa number 3. Mabot, number 3. Yawo Evelyn Donko, number 4. You are being different.
No, my Evelyn are changing the mind. I was really gonna be on her case, but I don't know why she changed her mind.
Okay. Nana KB, number 3. Okay, a few more answers. Olivia Mpadis, number 3. Alex Osei, number 3. Oh, my Evelyn, I was just an
Okay. Uncle hunting to
Okay. Then Rita being 2. I think Rita too has changed their mind. Okay, lawyer. Another one. Maminko is Kofinat as number 3. Any war Kwabna Kowa as number 3. Okay, participation very good. Thank you so much. Adia Pena it could also be number 4. Wow. I like the spirit because
just say
you considering the whole thing. Okay, lawyer, Bacho, fire call.
Yeah, senior, I'm saying yes, starting now. Yeah, Kasesa back Chromasia. Your application for visit visa. You must show the purpose for you wanting to come to the UK.
Okay.
But once I make Sakasa visited visa general, you will more hold the break. You will be on for tourism, for business, and for study and other purposes.
Okay.
But so question now, I'm saying answer no. What statement now say? Sadia arrived in the UK with a multiple visitors / tourist visa. So and then me auntie Evelyn Ebeyadi. Meaning the entire call number 4.
Evelyn, if you are available, who bet me afraid? What was lawyer Chichiro?
They be very, very intelligent. Now, so say yes, you visit visa. So you arrived in the UK with a multiple visitors tourist visa. They are not just say, oh, can say, oh, you're tourist.
Okay.
Medical so say tourism, business, study, other permitted. One can say study, one can say visitor/study. That's all sure.
It's a visitor/tourist. Could you to 4 was Sheffield, or also say number 3? Okay, thank you.
Kwame 4. In the 4 no, you need baby and who narrative no ma ekase na also obesua ade.
Okay.
And it's a 4 and say it will fail because she did, so it will fail because she did have a visa
for the course.
Short course.
For the short course.
She didn't have a visa for the short course.
She came as a tourist or a visitor?
Yeah.
Not to study.
So Obia a visitor, but as a visitor as in tourist or business or study. So once you have 6 months, you are a visitor.
Okay.
You are a general visitor. A visitor can come here for medical purposes, to study, for tourism, or for business. And to Sadia, no obey. No oba as a tourist. Okay, and then it happened at airport hono. We drew hono. We more share in bag no more say or employment offer. Not just say employment offer no. UK. Not just say what the kind mensura or intention be say or to get employment offer means that you've searched for employment, you've attended an interview online, and then you have actually been accepted for a position. So you have employment offer. That is, you are going to do the job. That is 1. Number 2, yebusa won so no. Oral evidence and so say, opa be sua, oba ye course bi. But idea maybe say yes no so han say your ma visit visa say yes ube ha obetima be sua there. But it shouldn't be more than 6 months. But the purpose for you coming here on a visit visa should be that you are coming to study. Obetima baba ye English, some beautiful course, whether ballet course or something, for 6 months. But is that what Sadia said she was coming to do? Also, tourists you'll be an Kroma say. International social materially know where the note say. As I changed the whole concept. Intention of university. So, I say, or so the medical kind or graduation. And since you do a part of car, say in fact, or quack or sheboa. Materially, in certain society, because it's so
within the tourist
tourism and all that.
Okay.
But materially, no assistant to this point that also by Shahanam car, Okasan Kabako Manchester now, even to see quite also over Greenwich because it's not really different from what you said you coming to do. But obi a over tourist there, over tourism there. Na fe also obesua there. They say let them so just say open so be here adwuma. Let say in fact enema ye hu ni nyina say free the reasons why we apply the mao. Enti no na say you refuse you now so oba be challenges that decision na the most likely outcome no say it will not be successful, won't be rejected. Because we make us decision because to go back, administrative review, as a said, organization, home, government department, a decision. And then I'm saying you need right of appeal because of SAR 2014. With the buy and so you refuse to visit the visa, you need right of appeal. Although say a family visitor, it's me for human rights appeal. Mostly, appeal against a visit visa refusal, but you have administrative review to do because of say department to make a decision, which is my mistake. But we can't say that they've made a mistake because you try to be paragraph 4.2 say also a genuine visitor. Now the intention should always remain as when you apply for the visa and also your point of entry. But assistant into home beer now they say
administrative review.
Until now you use the word likely because a bit of the case we can do good because so the likely is good that will be the most likely outcome of this situation.
So it will fail because the purpose of her visit has materially changed. Into more number 3 lawyer say mocha. But lawyer say number 4 also bank a crowd.
So the phone you can you free mokra because of the tourists
that you know
for so be a tourist and then be also
okay. Until number 3 4 not much now but be some fans from Sheffield could to 4 was it please tell Manyeti she's looking gorgeous. Yeah, okay. Well, I was saying, and your brain no your day busy, but I'll give lawyer about a minute to say or summarize or you can no the komono abomuna afi wabona tofa kituebi
a day amaya na obeka no wo sisi ano nyame nim no kra yin kromofo dodro na nya yin kromofo kra sa yenke ade ni ade be nkrofo be brave person mo ba you could be eduma no kra it could be reasons be bring to person mo ba but when it comes to the visitors visa and umami who difference what tourists there ye what studies there na ye what business there ni could any other thing no we dey mesre e dey ni asre dey bi atomi ni but mo nyanye ho adwuma mesre mo e besre na sa visiting visa yi yen sambe cheche because say na obi a person mo ba no ye cheche mo phone so cry
last week we made that appeal say you care at the end am say mo timi sign ma yi timu ebie wa am say nke be bo amanfo pa because people and
questions no doors
apart from that lawyer enkrofo as I see bu enkrofo.
Well, that we saw that coming because it looks so, appetizing too. Because also in the purpose of most likely people will say, yes, I can help. Yeah.
Obi credit 9,000. I mean, I was like, what? 9,000 no apply sponsor visa number carer. 9,000 dear.
No, 9,000 on Tony baby.
Oh, 9,000 per year. Nyama baby, I'll bet me.
So it's good. We will come back again because say you are starting. So I'm Eunice my year 2 so yeah applications number you Chrome for no more now more person register more businesses so now we know even more as to how the whole thing actually works. And we will come back and maybe hopefully so as quickly as possible. A bit more further discussion on that. Now, so no one who say so the now practical last week they say so also bah now all the carer route in the neighbor lawyer no application obey amount and you on the correction
exactly
it is said they are number cho mo frɛ mo say lawyer ya to say carer route bi o enti ebere no metimi aba no da bia na yakasa me pacho wanya adwuma ama no o se da bi adwuma no de ewa se de ya mo krom mo hwehwe adwuma na monya no the same thing now so bebo say wo fa special ba ha and also hwehwe adwuma ama no I go through all the selection process I interview or pass ya letter no mo de be ma no it's a student acceptance sarcas letter no bibia was so enti na your application you make sure so be meet all the other requirements and when you visa no enti a 2-stage test so be adwuma and na be visa application enti mpacho mo tie ya obia mo nhwehwe adwuma enti na ye encourage ye Chrome for no say or register or businesses
no
so that they can start employing people from especially Ghana because you know say normally the mainstream no or more precarious and necessary and no more time African precarious and necessary because of culture and the way I hear near man into no say no more Philippines and Southern Americans because omono pesa precarious and say nti ye Chrome for no there say yetimi be your business na register for the licenses not there. And the Robertman say service users mostly now are from ethnic minority background, and therefore you are applying to get licenses to employ people from similar background. So that would be a good reason to form part of your statement to apply for the license because your application now also my statement in support of the application as to why you are applying for the license and cannot employ people from the UK. And no yes, Madam Tina, you be do some common ebio.
Okay. All right. And Ubrenusa nti wadaruma bonito for my and the yahwe and tokana me kofa ba he no you to me illegally you harass me my rights any day. And on our train.
So as we discussed, we said that for your landlord to be able to evict you legally, there is a procedure that he or she would have to follow, and it's strict. So, but that would depend on. Oh, sorry,
no, it's fine.
Yeah, it's good.
So that would depend on the tenancy that you hold. So, for example, normally most common tenancies that we have in England, as I said, the landlord and tenant law and the Housing Act 88 law apply strictly to which country you are, whether you are in England or Wales or in Scotland. So we are talking in terms of English law. Now, under English law, the procedure is that the landlord should first give you a notice. Normally, it's 2 months notice. It could be written notice or verbal notice. So once you have given your tenant that notice, we are talking about assured short hold tenancy. So let's say the tenancy is for 6 months. Then after the 2 months notice period, the tenant should leave the property. If he or she does not leave the property, then it's up to you, the landlord, to go to court, make an application to possess your property. And that process must be followed strictly, because you cannot, in your own accord, remove the tenant from your home. That would then become illegal eviction, or it can amount to harassment. So we are advising you strongly that no matter what the reasons are for you to get rid of your tenant, you must follow the strict procedure by going to court. So you give a notice. If the tenant is still in the property, you go to court, apply for possession order. If the order is granted and the tenant is still in the property, you have to go back to the court for a warrant to get rid of the tenant by using sometimes bailiffs. And that is the only time that you can say that you have evicted your tenant legally. Anything different from this could be said that you are harassing the tenant. If, for example, you try to change the locks of the property and exclude the tenant from the property. Now, there's only one exemption whereby you may not have to follow the court procedure to get rid of your tenant. That is, if you are a landlord and you occupy the property with the tenants. So you live there, you share common areas like kitchen, bathroom, and all that. If that is the case, then when you give a notice and the notice has elapsed, you don't have to go to court. You can actually secure your property and exclude the tenant from it without you breaking any law. So that is the difference that I want you to take note of. Having said that, anything that you have to do should be reasonable in the eyes of the law. So you cannot be said to have done anything that will be contrary to what Section 8 and Section 21 of the 1988 Housing Act says. So please, be careful, landlords and tenants. If you are looking into relying on the fact that you have become homeless to go and get support from your local housing authority, then you must also follow the procedure that your landlord is following. So for example, if the landlord has secured a possession order and you leave the property, your council may say that you have become homeless intentionally by leaving the property without a warrant. So therefore, you should wait for your landlord to go to the last point by getting a warrant from the courts. And that is the only time that your housing authority will say that indeed you have become homeless legally and therefore you, not intentionally, and therefore can get housing support. So this is what we discussed. Any further questions can, of course, follow when you call our office line, and then we'll be able to help you further. Uncle, nkɔmɔ a yɛdi yɛ no ne tete mu nyinaa no sɛ obi pɛ sɛ wotu wo free a o make sure sɛ wɔma notice 2 months ewu a na wɔntui na wɔkɔ court na court no so ɛma possession order so wɔnkɔ baabi a na just wɔkɔgye warrant ansa na wɔtumi atu nti nkɔmɔ a yɛdi yɛ nti yɛda mo ase sɛ mo join yɛn. Thank you very much, uncle, and thank you, madam. Nti nyame yɛ adoma yɛm sɛ yɛbɛsɛ hyɛ. Thank you all for a happy weekend and Sunday and never said yes. God bless you.
Well, yeah, said min kabibri and so subio asada enko Emma obibia obekaya ho miniaba na mayeti. Thank you very much for coming to the studio after a very long while. And Sanso and Yadi Asada Emma so those who send in questions and concerns and that were not able to be picked up, we want to say, well, we're sorry. Time and tide, they say waits for no man. You can never be exceptions to this. So bear with us. We'll keep those questions and let you have the answers in the next and subsequent editions. Any demo ABC Asada and Professor Ade, me studio director and manager, Sanso and Auntie Sandra and Phoebe WF solicitors abusian for agina. Now for yesterday also encore lawyer Patrick, lawyer Eunice, lawyer Charles Asma. Enra, you did a wonderful job with ICGC. God bless you. Thank you so very much. And ICGC for also for the opportunity for us to come to your end and also share knowledge with you. We organization we're up to 20 people. Minimum na say mo pese ye sa seminars ni ade ne bi emamwa. Just call the office number 0208-493-7340 and we'll put together a package for you and we'll come and share knowledge with you. Lawyer Richard was our special guest. Your friend will record also friend pon ena ye demo ebesi ena mene na manyeti ena edijumedie no ebre mo na ye na nyame eya aduma. Same time next week we'll come again with another wonderful edition of the community and the law. Yame enhwe also unsure na afi oma oniema nyina enkoyi all throughout the week. Na se yenya bre ne yesan ehia biwa yade aseda ama otwedi ampon onyame no ankasa. Yame nsure onka ho. Me pacho koso na share platform no share link ne nyina efa emayen sebeya amanfo nso ebenya bi ahwe. Goodbye.
Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, to say thank you. So Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things, you've Father, you done for me?